All right. I thought we would read a little bit from the Rolling Stone article that was published. This was published a few hours ago. I think this was published about 6 hours ago, and I think it adds a little color to the situation. I know a lot of people felt some type of a way about the fact that Coach Stormy is being mean or she's belittling uh, Tammy Price in this clip that's circulating on TikTok and really circulating everywhere now. But I thought it would just be a good place to start and just add a little color to the situation. So if you're not familiar, I'm sure if you clicked on this, you are familiar at this point. Um, in the video, we've got Coach Stormy. We have Tammy Price. She's a business partner and mentee of Coach Stormy. And this video is not to get into whether someone is a scammer or not, whether someone eats meat or not, someone's diet. That's not at all what this is about. It's not even about whether the approach was mean or nice or nasty. In my opinion, when you are getting coaching, it's up to you to connect yourself with someone who can help you get the results that you're looking for. If you want to lose weight and you're looking for a personal trainer that's going to be nice and friendly and fun, if that helps you get the results, more power to you. If you want somebody to kick your butt and really let you know that certain things are unacceptable, and if you want to get serious about your life and your health, you got to do X, Y, and Z, then yeah, but maybe you'll go for that trainer. So I say this to say, let's just read the article, check it out, maybe gain some understanding, and just add a little color to the situation, and let's just keep it positive. I try and keep things on a very positive frequency. And so, even though we are talking about this low vibrational plate, I think it has a really positive vibe to it, and I think we can gain a lot of positive insight from it. So, I'm not going to read the entire article. You can go to Rolling Stone and check it out if you are interested. Just go to good old Google and type in low vibration plates, and it'll pop right up. So, I'm just gonna start at the top here just to kind of set the tone. I think a lot of people are referring to Miss Price as kind of like a victim, and I don't get that from her at all. I don't think she's a victim. I don't think she feels like a victim. I think for her, this is her business partner, this is her mentor, and she's here to learn. And before we get it started, I just want to say I appreciate the fact that Miss Price owned it. She owned it. She said, hey, you're right. And she looked at us and said, hey, this is my coach. This is what she's telling me. And she's right. And what I appreciate in real time, she was able to say, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't just take what people give me. And I think it just brings it all together. So, in my opinion, this was a shout out to you, Miss Price. You're not a victim. You understand how Coach Stormy rolls. You pay her $10,000. You are very aware how she talks, how she rolls, and what's going on. A lot of people will try and say things about scamming and just make it about all these other things. And I think we should really make it about what it was actually about. So we'll get into the article here. I'm going to read just a little bit so that we understand what's going on. The last thing that I'll add is good for you, Tammy, for in that moment realizing really what everyone realized. I mean, if you did like a taste test and put those two plates side by side, I think most people would go for the plate that just looks cleaner and better. And my mom would always say growing up, presentation is everything. So, one thing, whether you like Coach or not, or you follow her or not, she always presents herself in a certain manner. And, you know, love her, hate her, she's still an obsession. And that's how we should all feel about ourselves. You know, how we present ourselves and how we speak to people and how we talk to people. All these things matter. Was it a little bit harsh? I mean, hey, if you know Coach's style, that is her style. The people around her are well aware that cameras are involved. They know that wherever Coach goes, the Instagram is on, the Twitter is on. I don't do social media. So if someone was to hang around me, they wouldn't have to worry about these things. But if you're a person hanging around influencers and celebrities, you know what you're getting into. A lot of times, behind the scenes, release forms are signed. People know. People definitely know that this could end up on social media. Other people can see this. They understand. And shout out to you, Tammy, for standing 10 toes down and receiving what she was putting down. You're not a victim. You understand what you're getting into. You like the path that you're on, and you're doing very well for yourself by what we read. So I'm just going to get into a little bit of this. On the right is Stormy Wellington, a wealth coach with 1.4 million Instagram followers, who charges up to $10,000 for her weekend workshops. Holding a plate with a piece of corn and two chicken wings, she tells friend, mentee, and business partner Tammy Price that the plate she had accepted, stacked with mashed potatoes, a sandwich, and a hot dog, is low vibration. She elaborates that while Price's plate looks suitable for a hood rat, her own is fit for royalty.
You couldn't even pay me to do that to my. They put this on my plate. I will not let. No, I don't do what they do. I do what I do. I'm the visionary. I'm the leader. But she's I would never eat a plate that looked like this. You couldn't even pay me $1 million to do that to myself. Oh my God. And I deserve better than that. That's low vibration. And you took it. I would have been like, I'm playing like that. I tell you what I want. You don't tell me what I want. So my thought process is if you can put it on my plate, but I don't have to eat it, I got the distance. I won't even look at it. That make you look bad. I'm a queen. Queen's plate can like. If you eat that,
I just want to stop there for a second. And I mean, if you look at them side by side, people know what it is. And I mean, if you look at those plates side by side, you definitely understand what's going on. And Tammy Price actually says right here, let's read her response. Don't accept what they put on your plate. Shout out to you, Tammy. I love that. I love that. I love that, man. Um, I really try to live a PMA lifestyle, positive mental attitude. My wife and I live that lifestyle, and we call each other out all the time. Like, hey, that frequency ain't it. No, let it go. Drop it. Okay, you got it out. Okay, let's move on. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't always feel good. Like, especially when you're like, no, I want to do this, or this feels, this feels right. But being able to accept it in real time, that's a beautiful thing. So shout out to you, Miss Tammy. Shout out to you, Miss Price. You did that and you bodied it. And you're right. The overall message here is don't accept what they put on your plate. And I think that's a decent message. Let's keep reading. The strange lesson became an instant meme, and the jokes about feasting on low vibration plates were bountiful. All in all, the consensus was that it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird for to judge. Oh, okay. It's kind of weird for it, okay, maybe for us to judge. another person's meal as inferior, particularly when you're eating the same food. And as Price says in the clip, the plate was served that way. In between posts celebrating our freedom to pile on the meats and sides, some criticize Wellington for her coaching style and principles, quoting her characterization of the offending plate. Across Kiki, actress, sorry, Kiki Palmer quipped on Twitter, "Guess I'm a hood rat." Oh. See, I'm not on these platforms, so I don't see a lot of this. That's funny. Now Kiki just launched Key TV, so I thought that was really interesting. That's funny. Wow. Price, for her part, defended Wellington's lecture, saying the two are close friends and that Wellington mentored her from the point of homelessness to living in a 1.2 million dollar house. She's now an entrepreneur and inspirational speaker. Reached for comment, maybe reached out. Reached for comment by Rolling Stone. Wellington answered questions through an assistant. It was clear she hadn't softened her view of the low vibration plates. So one quick thing I just want to say, Tammy is owning it. She's doing well for herself. She's coaching. She is living in a $1.2 million home. She's doing well for herself. She's not a victim. And I think the public is so in a rush sometimes to victimize people off of things that they would be offended by. It's just a human thing that we all do. We project. So the idea is if I would be offended by this, if I would take this personally, so should you. And I think the better approach is the person who is actually, it's not my money, it's not your money, it's Tammy Price's money. She feels like she went from homelessness to $1.2 million by getting game. However you see fit. And as humans, I always applaud another human being who is trying to be better, trying to strive for something better. I think that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's not a negative thing. Let's keep reading. People have become more conscientious, or people have become more conscious about what they put in their mouth. Because if you really pay attention to the video, the plate did not represent who Tammy and I are as leaders and top earners in our health and wellness company, Wellington says. The two women sell supplements for Total Life Changes, a multi level marketing brand. So we have people going on diets and changing their habits all from that video. And we also have people threatening me. I'm good with the good and the bad. If you have seen any of Coach Stormy's stuff, she's here for the smoke. I mean, you have to have thick skin in business. I believe you have to have thick skin in life. And Coach is saying, hey, I'm here for it. We're helping people. If other people feel differently, they are welcome to their opinions. Everyone has opinions. They're just like buttholes, right? I'm just here to read and to add a little bit of color to the conversation. Let's keep reading. In any event, the virality appears to have been a boom, maybe boom. Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone. We're going to have to do some spell checks. We're going to have to do some Grammarly. We're going to have to, I know a lot of times we're trying to get these things out very, very quickly, but we are going to have to do some spell checks, some editing, before we publish these things. You're Rolling Stone. You're Rolling Stone. So I like the article. I like the color that it's adding to the conversation. I like that we're able to see another side. So I'm here for it. But We got to edit. We got to use Grammarly. We got to do it, Rolling Stone. But thank you for getting this out in a timely manner. I do appreciate that. I've learned that this is I've learned that this is type of I learned that this sorry, that was my fault. I've learned that this type of delivery gets a lot of attention, she says. I'm learning how to deliver messages like this all the time because I'm willing to go through the crucifixion to get the message across. Interesting, interesting, interesting. She is willing to go through the harassment. She's willing to go through it because she believes that the message is important and the message is strong. I'm here for people standing 10 toes down in the message and what they represent. I'm here for it. Keep reading, guys. But what is a low vibration plate exactly? I really like that. I like that they posed that question. On that topic, Wellington, who specifies that she's a wealth coach, not a life coach, goes into more detail. Nice, nice correction. Okay, she's a wealth coach, not a life coach. Okay, she's helping people get to the bag, and she's helped a lot of people get to the bag. Um, People are always going to have negative things to say about you. People will always say, "Hey, you ran this program, and 100 people were a success, and 30 people complained." And this is just the story of it. There's been a lot of controversy around influencers and coaches and things like that. So I'm not surprised, but I think this piece right here is going to give us an idea really what the true message is about. So let's get into this direct quote right here from Coach Stormy. She says, "Food carries energy." She says, "We are what we eat. And when you have a plate of food that looks like it's for 2 to 3 people, that's excessive eating. It's gluttony. That's low vibration. It was the amount of food on her plate that was the low vibration. Remember, overeating is called gluttony. Deuteronomy 21:20, quoting the Bible. The way the plate was prepared and the lack of neatness of the plate was low vibration. Let me tell you something. If I had the little claps, I would play the little claps right now. Like, here's the thing. I agree with this excerpt right here 110%. We can argue over a lot of the semantics. I mean, I won't argue because I'm PMA all day, but people can debate the semantics all day. But what she's saying is true. Food does carry energy. I have a particular lifestyle, but I don't judge other people for what they eat or how they eat. The truth is, everyone has their vices, right? Someone eats good, but then they're smoking cigarettes. People get tattoos. We're all breathing in polluted air. We all drink plastic and eat plastic every single day. I mean, hey, we're all going somewhere, right? So that's not what we're here to talk about. But when you say things like excessive eating and gluttony, that is the truth. When you're talking about the look of the plate, and I go back to presentation is everything. One of the burgers, one of the burgers literally looks like it is upside down, kind of. Like it just looks thrown together. It looks like there was no thought, no love. My wife is a chef, so I mean, she likes things to come out hot. She likes them positioned a certain way, plating and things like that. I get it. That's not everybody's judge. But when you're presenting something for someone to eat, and even if you are somewhere and you say, hey, can you get a plate for me? Can you grab something for me? It matters. It absolutely matters how it looks and how someone brings that to you. My wife would never bring me a plate like that. And it just goes to show the intention behind it. And you want to do things intentional. You want to do things for other people intentionally. And so the fact that it wasn't neat and it was sloppy and things are just kind of thrown all over the plate, that's not the type of thoughtful experience that you want to have when you're eating. And so, people arguing over chicken wings and she's eating shrimp, that's the roach of the ocean or whatever. I mean, who cares? I don't eat really anything here, so I can't debate about any of that. But what I can say, I mean, somebody will look at this and go, corn is fake, corn isn't real. But my God, a lot of people in my family love corn. Um, at the end of the day, she's talking about gluttony and she's talking about the presentation. The visuals weren't giving. The visuals weren't giving. And, Thanksgiving comes around, and I'm not gonna lie, I love videos like King of Reeds when he's dragging the Thanksgiving plates because the food could taste good. Maybe the food is delicious. We don't know. But ultimately, he's dragging the fact that it looks like slop, is giving jailhouse slop, is giving lunch lady, is giving you didn't do it thoughtfully. So it doesn't matter what you're preparing, do it with love, do it thoughtfully, and that's what makes the difference. And we'll wrap up here. That Wellington didn't just say the plate was overcrowded and messy or that Price was eating too much. Again, not typically objections raised at a casual backyard cookout. It's no doubt a reflection of her personal brand. As a coach and mentor, she laces her commentary with a kind of higher wisdom. And this conversation was about upholding a certain image for the business partners. Of Price, Wellington says, I've had her back from the beginning and I will have her back to the end. But that Tammy and I cannot represent health and wellness and not look like it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So you can read the rest if you like. You can check out the article. Um, that's up to you guys. Another thing that comes to mind, and I mean, I think it's fair. Another thing that comes to mind is, this idea that you know, it's not what you say, is how you say it. And I know my mom would say that a lot growing up as well. But hey, I listen to Dan Pena and people say all the time, he's a jerk, he's an asshole, he's so nasty, he's this, he's that. I mean, people always, and I'm like, hey, he helps me as an entrepreneur, he motivates me. And listen, I'll pay money to go to his castle because what he is giving me, it resonates. It resonates with me. So to me, all that matters is that whoever you're listening to, find someone that you resonate with. And as the old folks would say, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I mean, if it works for Tammy, if it works for Coach Stormy's mentees, if it gets her more mentees, then that's it. Um, Maybe as a society we have to stop hanging on to so much negative and always pointing out the negative. If this is resonating with these people's audiences, that's all that matters. And on that, those are my thoughts. Thank you for reading with me and adding a little bit of color to this conversation. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Hera, and these are my thoughts.